What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail, man. They will respond with automation. So, talked about the Great Resignation not too long ago, and I forgot about this part because, shout out to BGS Itmore for bringing up automation years ago, and how we're going to transform into automation, and we could see the signs coming. It was used like the automatic self checkout counters, and it's more self checkout than it is cashiers at a certain point. Now it's like what and what, the kiosk, type of setup. How they're trying to figure out how to get drones to do delivery, automation, self driving cars, and more so self-driving semis, 18-wheelers to move freight from here to there. And I'm laughing because people are forgetting, okay, with COVID happening and the pandemic, rather, whatever, happening, and people not paying rent or car notes or mortgages for possibly a year to 2 years, depending on the situation. The price of rent going up. It was a buyer's market as far as real estate during this whole process. Partially because you should have been stacking your money, right? And now they have it so renters could get their rent or back rent or whatever. Well, in some places, I don't know if that's a nationwide thing yet. Excuse me. But along with the Great Resignation, which I'm going to talk about in a different video in a different way and coming up, you just gave these businesses the green light. Oh yeah, we just gonna do automation because we can't depend on you guys working, because maybe you're tired of working, or maybe you have mental health issues. So you know what, these algorithms don't have emotions. These machines don't have mental health issues. These machines don't get tired of working. As long as we maintain them, we're good. Was it Morgan Stanley or Charles Schwab? One of these financial firms, the employees were like, we working like 90 plus hours a week. We're tired. It's just ridiculous conditions, blah, blah, blah. And people are like, what? Like, it's not that serious. But it is. It is. So, come to find out, even in the financial industry, algorithms have been taking people's jobs for a while. So now people have to find another way to make money. And the interesting thing about it is ultimately, we're dealing with a situation where, everybody's trying to find their next little niche, their next little hustle. Or people are trying to be entrepreneurs, or, create their own brand and create their own legacy. And in order to do this, you got people quitting their jobs. And the interesting thing about the Great Resignation is when the unemployment stopped, which for a lot of people, that's over with now. You started to see this surge in people applying for jobs, wanting to get hired, wanting to, make a little bit more change, right? Like, okay, now I gotta, I had a year off or a year and a half off, however you want to call it, Now, I got to get back into the workforce, because a lot of these people aren't really as entrepreneurial as they say. A lot of these people, the side hustle and side business didn't take off immediately like they thought it would. And, it's still trucking along, or they quit doing it already. You know, it's more of a dream than an actual, it's a dream because it doesn't actually have a plan. So now I'm looking at these people like, well, when you come back to the workforce, they're already replaced. You've probably, if you haven't been replaced with another person, they're replacing you with a machine. So now what? You got replaced by the machine. Now what? You don't want to be part of the machine. You resigned because you didn't want to be part of the machine or the system. So now they put a machine in your space, you know, that fits into the system. You know, it doesn't have to be perfectly, but with little effort. And ironically, you might wind up being able to get more productivity out of it because, let's just say, it can work overtime and you don't have to pay it, right? So when people say, man, people are not hiring, and all these businesses are going to say it was because of the Great Resignation. You know, we don't know if people will stay. Like, we can hire you, but how long will you stay? 3 months, 6 months, a year? When you quit one day, you get tired, you had a bad day, you don't want to show up. You know, these machines don't have sick days. And then people will go, that's wrong, that's petty, that's un-American. Depending on who you're talking to, you know. Thus, the rich are going to get richer and the poor are going to get poorer. Because they're going to try to price businesses out of actually working by clamping down on the cost of the workforce. You know, you ain't got to pay medical benefits either. Automation. You know, that's how you cut that Obamacare, right? But you're going to still have Obamacare because it's going to be mandatory. See what I'm saying? And if you don't, you're going to have to pay the penalty at the end of the year. Very interesting conundrum. But I'm out of here. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Peace.